Hello, VC and all you music collectors out there. I'm Tim, and I decided to make a video today. I'm going to answer the Vinyl Tag 2017 that's been going around. Like a good friend of mine, Paul Pease of Cycles, Platters, and just recently did a video about for this response video. I figured I will too. But before that, I meant to do something like this a month ago which was around the 5th anniversary of my first video here on YouTube. Just that with my health and stuff, and then a couple of weeks ago my mother-in-law passed away, so we were gone for a while for that, for taking care of stuff with that and her funeral. So I decided to make it now. So I'm going to be referring to my notes that I've written down, because I have the questions on them too. So with that said, I'll start start with it now. First question: how many records do you own? I don't really have a count of them, but I'm saying approximately 2,000 LPs and 12-inch singles, between 200 and 345s, around 500 cassettes, and around 300 to 400 compact discs. Question number 2: what kind of record player do you have? I have a Pioneer PL 450 turntable. It's a vintage turntable. It was more of a entry-level turntable, but I could use this P-style cartridges, which is fine for me because I don't have much invested in my stereo equipment right now, especially living in a small apartment and stuff. For last time I got a cartridge for it was a little over a year ago. I got one through Amazon for like a little over $17. So and that it works good for me. Question 3: how old were you when you started collecting records? I was 14 years old at the time, which was 43 years ago. What's the oldest record you own? That one is a classical album. It's Lucas Foss, performed by Lucas Foss on the piano. It's J.S. Bach 15 3-part Inventions. It's from 1952. Next question: what is the first question you ever got? Okay, I'm tying that in with the question number 6. What is the first record you got with your own money? Because growing up, I had 2 brothers and a sister, and we got like $1 a week for our allowances and stuff, and we didn't really go out and buy records and stuff. My parents had bought some of the records at an auction, and I had an aunt that would give us 45s for the family and stuff, from because she worked at a restaurant that had a jukebox, and when they rotated them out from there, she'd give us some that they took out. So it was pretty much the first one of mine was one that I got with my own money. I can't remember what the very first one was. I know I had gotten records from the RCA, from the RCA Record Club and stuff. You know how you got the 9 albums for $1. I got a lot of greatest hits ones and stuff. But my best friend and I, we both detasseled corn and one summer together, and one time, day after we got paid, we went to the Target store that was like around a mile away from or half a mile from where we lived. But we decided we'd go there and look at records. And we both decided to get the same record that we both remember it. That's Chicago 8. I still have the heat-on transfer that came with it for a t-shirt somewhere, but I don't have the poster that came with it anymore. I had the poster of it hung up in my room. I was a teenager at the time. I had that along with the Styx poster from the Grand Illusion and the one that came with Electric Light Orchestra's Out of the Blue posters all hung up on my wall during the late 70s. Okay, next question number 7. What is your favorite colored vinyl? Well, actually, this is one of my son's, and when he first moved, he decided that he didn't want his turntable anymore, and all his albums pretty much got integrated with my albums, and this is one of his actually, but it's in my collection now. It's Striper, the yellow and black attack. Let me pull it out. It's on translucent blue vinyl. Okay, just let me get this put up and put it in, and then I'll get to the next album. Next question is, well, I should say that's around the only colored vinyl I have. Around the rest of my collection's black. Next one, what is a discount album you own? Most of my collection, you could say, are discount albums. I've got most of them at thrift stores and out of dollar bins. But I randomly picked this one, Hetty's Get Yourself Up. So they used to always play at the Surf Ballroom in Clear Lake, Iowa. I'm from Mason City, Iowa, which is like 10 miles away, and they'd always play their music on the radio, on the local radio station, so I got to liking them way back then, but this is one that I picked up later on. Okay, next up, what is your prized possession? I don't exactly have a prized possession, but if I had to pick one, I'll show this one. It's one that I didn't even know about when I went into the record store looking at it. First time I went into a record store near me after they opened. It's Kenny Rogers and the first edition, The Ballad of Calico. And this one I got for $10 there. It's a 2-album set along with the booklet that was in there. And on this album, Michael Martin Murphey, the country singer, had written most of the songs for it and had played with them on it. Next one, a record by a female artist. I have quite a few. I decided to show one that I recently listened to. That's Joan Armatrading Back to the Night. A record by your favorite band. Of course, that was a no-brainer for me. People that have watched many of my videos know my favorite band is the Moody Blues. My favorite album is A Question of Balance. I'll open it up so you can see the full cover better. And I've even sent copies of this to people just for an album to help introduce them to the Moody Blues. Like I said, that's my favorite album. That's one with Question on it and Melancholy Man's on there and stuff. Okay, next question. Impulse buy. Okay, I'm going to show a couple here. The first one is one this was back in the 70s when I was a teenager. I came across at the store. I thought the cover looked neat. I never heard of the band. I didn't think I ever heard one of their songs until after I got home and played it. The album is Glad To. It's their debut album, and of course the song that I had heard on the radio from it was Sub Rosa Subway. And then the other one is one I got at a flea market like around 5 or 6 years ago. It was a quarter. The cover just is another one that just attracted me, and I decided it was only a quarter. I figured maybe they were like a folk band or something like that. This is McGinnis Flint, their first album. They had a minor hit out off here, and it was a bigger hit over in the UK with When I'm Dead and Gone. They have a video for that on put it on YouTube if you want to watch that. Okay, a gift. I'm showing two different ones. I'm showing something that I got for VCLT. The first one I got back in 2012. The VC had a Secret Santa exchange that year for Christmas, and the person that got my name was Steve Judge, and he decided to send me this one this is the Magic Mixture. This was 2008 being reissue. This actually came out. The album actually came out in '68. They were select band out of the UK, and this has that album on. Plus, it has a bonus album that has some other songs on. Well, I like the first side of the bonus album because it has two songs on that side. A song by that the songs are on here, but on this one, instead of the Jack Collins on the drums, you hear a cat crying in the background. He thinks that it's time for me to feed him, but still has an hour left. But like I was saying, on that side, the person playing the drums, Simon Kirk later went on to be with Free and Bad Company. And the other one is one I recently got, like within the past year or so, from Mark Ditch. It's Gordon Lightfoot, Sit Down Young Stranger. I already had this album, but it was with the name of Carefree Highway. See, it was only the first pressing that came out with the album title, Sit Down Young Stranger. Or not Carefree Highway, but If You Could Read My Mind is what they later came out as. I got mixed up there. If You Could Read My Mind, because when this first came out, it was titled Sit Down Young Stranger, but after If You Could Read My Mind started becoming a hit, they quickly changed the title of it. Okay, question 14, most played record, none. I'm going through trying to listen to all of my albums, and so that one was an easy one to answer. A rarity, I'm showing two for this one also. First one, like I said, I'm from Mason City, Iowa. This was around 78, 79 time period. There was a group from Fort Dodge, Iowa, probably hour and a half from Mason City. They started playing some songs by them on the local radio station, and The first one I have is their album called Talks. That's the name of the group also. Actually it says this is from 1981, which might be right because it was... that's probably right because now you've graduated junior college in 1980, so. But this, but that's one of them. They were more of like a power pop band, and the other one was private pressing from the. Like I said, I grew up 10 miles from Clear Lake, Iowa. Well, this album was pressed there in Clear Lake. It called Some Folk, Going God's Way, like that. Yeah, the label's even is called Some Folk. And this is a Christian album, but it had around all the songs on it are songs that I'd sing at Bible camp when I was a kid. And I got that one from my mom last year when she was getting ready to move into an independent living center to an apartment in there, and so she gave me all of her collection. Okay, down to the last three questions. A rainy day record. I don't really particularly have a rainy day record, but if I had to do one, I'll do Gordon Lightfoot. This is like his first album. This is album with Early Morning Rain on it, which is a song that I've always liked. And I just like listening to his music, some in rainy weather. Okay, number 17. A feel-good album. Well, if you've watched many of my videos, you know I collect a lot of 70s pop and stuff. And I chose one from that. That's the Osmonds' Crazy Horses. I know a lot of people really like that. Number 18, a nostalgic record. Well, there were a couple different movies I was going to do because of stuff from when I was growing up, like the music. The Meredith Willson, that guy that wrote The Music Man, was from Mason City, and The Music Man, he designed the town after Mason City, and the footbridge in the movie used to be in Mason City before they made the movie. And I couldn't find that. The other one was the Sound of Music, because my mom took us kids to see it at a matinee one Saturday when we were kids. And then later on, when we were stationed in Germany, my mom came and visited us. We went down to southern Germany to right down by around a half hour from Salzburg, and we went on a tour from there called the Sound of Music tour. So we were touring areas where they filmed the movie The Sound of Music, but I couldn't find them. So we went to an auction when we were kids, I remember, and my dad bought some albums there. He liked country. My mom liked show tunes and easy listening stuff at the time. This is back in the 60s. But I remembered one album that we used to play, a country one, and that's Eddie Arnold, Cattle Call. That's one I picked up one day. Record store day purchase. I do not buy the record store day releases. I did not pull one out. The one that record I did buy on record store day, it was not a record store day release. Was like that Kenny Rogers one was one that I bought on a record store day. Another one was Al Stewart, the early years, because I was looking in a dollar bin and found that one along with a couple others, because I like to go, if I go to record store day, I mainly look through the dollar bins. I know that there won't be, most people will be looking at the record store day purchases, and not really as many looking in the dollar bin, so I have more room to move around that way. And the last one, a recent purchase. Okay, well, back in December was my last purchase, and I made a video on it that was at a half store or at a Half Price Books outlet store over near me. I had gotten a coupon for my birthday, which was back in December, for getting 50% off my entire purchase. Well, I had a couple of dollars in me, and I decided to go in there and look. And I was looking at the records. I was grabbing some that were in the dollar one, but then I noticed there was a clearance area, and they were 25 cents a piece or 10 for $1. So I started looking at that. I ended up pulling out 20 albums, and was pretty much so they ended up being like 5 cents a piece. Like the one I pulled out here is Sean Phillips' Bright White. Well, I know this is longer than what my videos usually are, so to let you know, I'm getting ready to start making a new series, since I keep talking about my 70s collection. I'm going to call it Deep into 70s, where each episode I'll pull out 3 albums. They could be some but some of them are by popular artists, or a lot of them will be, but I'll be playing a song that was never a hit and didn't get much radio play off of it. And I'll play like a snippet of each 30 seconds or less. So until next time, take it easy and keep on rocking.